My name is James, and I'm doing my best to become a full-time stand-up comedian. It's a brutal struggle, but there are beautiful moments and milestones that make me love this journey more than anything else in the world. It's Memorial Day weekend at the Jersey Shore, and I'm performing on a show where no one told the audience.
How many of you knew a comedy show was happening tonight?
The staff tried to throw us out.
I'll get the manager.
Oh, jeez.
We can't get any of our equipment to work.
Testing.
And my timing couldn't be worse.
It's Memorial Day weekend, please, boys. I don't have time.
Let me tell you the story of how we got here. Our story starts with me heading to a show in Brigantine, New Jersey that a comedian friend of mine asked me to host. Memorial Day weekend is one of the biggest beach holidays, so I was wondering if that would translate into people showing up to the show. When I got to the venue, I could see that it was just a random restaurant. There was no signs promoting a comedy show. There was no clear stage area. There was just a bunch of people eating dinner that would not be expecting a comedy show. This goes without saying, but surprising people with a comedy show, generally not a good idea. People don't want that. They just want to eat and talk to their friends and family, so they usually end up leaving.
Give me 1 second, I'll find it.
I'm introduced to the owner who booked the show.
This is James, and that's Rob.
Nice to meet you.
And slowly but surely it becomes apparent to me that tonight is going to be a disaster.
I'm short-handed tonight with staff.
Firstly, he mentions that they're understaffed because of the big weekend. We'll get into this later. Then, he says he's never done something like this before,
We've never done this before.
and he's put out a table so we can keep our props on it.
I don't know if you need props, but there's a little table behind that you can put props on it.
I don't know anyone who does props. Props is a very old-fashioned way of doing comedy. It was then that I realized he has no idea what's about to happen. While setting up for the show, I noticed our sound system was a small amp, not nearly large enough to project sound throughout a packed, large bar. I was really counting on being able to shout into the microphone and being louder than everyone else.
Testing. Grab your drinks, your grilled cheese sandwiches, and be ready in 15 minutes.
Now, half the bar wouldn't be able to hear anything I said into the microphone. But all these signs were easy to ignore because of how charming and welcoming the owner was.
You make them giggle, you did your job.
He even had some kind advice for us.
Relax, calm down. Play it cool. Make them laugh, that's all.
After our conversation was over,
I said $50 a piece, right? Yes, sir.
he pulls out his wallet and peels off a $50 bill for each one of us.
Oh, thank you.
If there's one thing in comedy that keeps you in denial about how bad your situation is, it's money. Because there's so little of it, it can really make you delusional. As the show approaches, I start to become very anxious and aware of how poorly I think everything's going to go. I didn't feel like we had the right tools or were doing the show in the right place. I start to feel fear. Can you see the fear in my eyes? I think I do a good job of hiding it. All I could do was sit, relax, try not to talk too much, and drink water. I drink a lot of water when I get nervous.
You should sing at some point.
Minutes before the show's about to start, I have a realization. I need to tell them to turn off all the TVs in the restaurant to minimize distractions. The manager agrees, but only turns off the 3 behind us. The rest remain on for the whole show. Regardless, it's a small victory that's going to make the show that much better. Here we go.
Hello, St. George's Pub.
My first job as the host is to explain to everyone what's happening. A comedy show. Surprise, a comedy show is happening.
So, how many of you knew a comedy show was happening tonight? None of you? A few people. The rest of you, surprise! Surprise, this is a comedy show.
My second job is to get them on board with the comedy show.
Real quiet. I'm not going to be loud tonight.
I try to get them to settle down and behave.
I'm going to tell some jokes, so are we okay if we have some jokes tonight? Some jokes? Yes.
I do my best, but I'm immediately thrown off when the waiter agrees with my first joke about having an asshole boss.
I quit my job. You know what I learned? Oh.
Right in front of her boss.
You're like, I wanted to? You work here now.
Who's sitting at a table right over there. I honestly didn't expect such open disrespect, but maybe it was deserved because of how understaffed they were that weekend. All my punchlines after that bombed pretty hard.
I like donuts. Here we go.
The sound system isn't helping either. We try to adjust it twice. No luck.
Again and again until you die. Those snacks from you. So now I'm just
I switched to crowd work, which was the right move, and it goes okay.
Do you have any confident guys in the audience? Clap your hands if you're confident. Yeah, you're confident. Confident at getting the high score in Fortnite, am I right? Sorry, I'm just trying to relate to people your age. You, sir, you look like you're into Fortnite too. No, just TikTok. I get you're a big Charlie D'Amelio guy, right? No, see, they're big Charlie D'Amelio fans.
Until I take it a little too far and start trying to get the audience to admit to crimes.
What's the biggest thing you ever got away with, man? You can't say. I think today is the exact time to admit a crime. By the way, keyword ex-cop, no longer a cop. I'm trying to get some confessions of crimes out of here. It's not working.
The only bit that I had that did well that night was when I told the audience to suck my balls.
Suck my balls! That's what confident guys say. Suck my balls!
A gray area in the clean comedy directive that we weren't actually sure we were operating under.
Did he say we had to be super clean?
It did so well, it confused me.
See, it worked. I've been talking to confident, that's exactly what they said. Suck my balls! Okay, enough. Listen, we'll get back to that. But one more time. Hey, I'm not a dancing monkey. You put a quarter in me, then I'll say it one more time.
It did so well that the comedian after me called it back.
Suck my balls! Sorry.
It did so well that an audience member during the performance of the last comedian called it back. Suck my balls! Which means throughout the whole course of the show, they were just thinking, suck my balls, over and over again in their head. I'll take that as a small victory. But as the drama on stage starts to calm down, the drama off stage starts to ramp up.
You guys know all your food is
Any suggestions for what I've done so far?
I'll get the manager.
We're full earlier.
Oh, jeez.
The awkward confrontation makes my skin crawl.
I've only gotten one license, so I'll just pay.
Everyone starts discussing who bought what.
I've been paying for all my beers. I'll pay for my beers I bought.
Because I feel like I'm going to wake up and I was like, calming.
Maybe I'm biased because I don't drink, but I don't think drinking a lot during a comedy show is very professional, especially if they're comped. It's bad for business and decreases your chances of being invited back. When the waiter comes back, we're met with good news.
All right, so he did say that he said a few drinks.
Thanks so much, everyone.
You guys are comped to the shows over there.
So everyone orders another round to celebrate. I don't think any lessons were learned here.
He was pounding beans.
Oh, was that? I thought Matt said he had one. Are those yours or Matt's?
But also, I don't need to be such a cop.
Thank you so much. We didn't mean to be a pain.
I profusely apologize to the waiter as she clears away armfuls of White Claw cans that caused the problem in the first place.
No, you're not a pain. You're fine. It was just we were so busy. I know. And this is my first Sunday night working. You know, I'm off on Sundays.
It was a bad night for the wait staff as a whole.
How much do we know you owe? We're so sorry.
No, I'm so sorry that I took so late to get over to you guys.
We're greenies. We're used to this.
It's like 2 servers tonight.
No, it's fine.
This is a holiday weekend.
Nobody wants to work right now.
Which is probably why support for the owner was low.
I heard Matt say something about him, and then you were going by and you're like, ha! I got that. Very subtle.
We all felt sympathy for the rough working conditions she was going through. Therefore,
We're going to tip you senseless. You're not going to believe what happened.
and we made sure to follow through.
Thank you. Well, thank you again.
appreciate you.
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Thank you so much. We know you. We're so sorry.
I am panicking in my apologies. I felt really weird about this whole incident. Meanwhile, the producer is trying to find out what the owner thought about the show.
Oh, he was going to know how he thought of the show.
Yeah, he was actually in here tonight eating.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
Yeah, he was over here eating today. But no, it's comped for you guys.
Thank you so much. Did he say anything about the show before he left? Or no?
I didn't even get to see it.
I'm starting to make myself believe that we might get another show. He did say,
Did you make them giggle? You did your job.
and we did do that.
I try not to see him if I don't have to.
The owner's response would have to wait till later.
Okay, you guys are awesome. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'll be here if you guys come again, but
I'll probably never see you again.
I don't think they're going to let us come back here.
Yeah, no.
I would come
why?
back.
Because you guys are vulgar?
This is a nice one and done.
These guys, I wasn't vulgar.
Vulgar? We weren't vulgar.
Suck my balls. Suck my balls. Suck my balls.
One more time.
But the story doesn't end on this positive, warm moment with all us comedians sitting around the table sharing our experiences. It ends with one of the most awkward moments of my life. My ride was with the comedian who produced the show. One of the audience members recommended a nearby venue to him, so we hopped in the car and drove over there to ask them if they'd be interested in producing a comedy show in the near future.
I'm looking for someone named Joe. Joe? My name is William. I'm a stand-up comedian. So my friend James, also a comedian.
It's Memorial Day weekend, please, boys. I'm so cool.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I don't have time.
Sorry, I mean...
That's okay. No, we're really sorry.
Let's go.
I can't describe how awkward I felt.
Head out that way, or?
We had to slowly and painfully follow him down this narrow hallway before we could get to the exit. Will, I think it was a great effort, but not a good fit at the time. Maybe in the fall we could try something again. Thank you, mucho. I think we're gonna get another show. I think that door is wide open.